There she goes. Hold on tight. Hey everybody, we are
the Wingin It Family!
And we're really excited. We've been here in Iloilo now for a little while. We had the opportunity to have a really great trip we just recently took we wanted to share with you guys. So we got to go to a place called Himamaylan here in the Philippines. And we actually were able to connect with our church back in California, Calvary Chapel, back in Temecula, California, on about a week-long mission trip that we got to do there. So it was a lot of fun. We had to take the ferry boat ride over to Bacolod, where we stayed for a day, and then we actually took a taxi out to Himamaylan. So a lot of fun. What do you guys think?
I loved it. It was a great experience. Plus, I love helping other people.
So it was a lot of fun. What do you think, Babe, about actually connecting? Actually, with some familiar faces too from our church.
Yeah, we've been away from America for so long that it was nice to see some familiar faces and some old friends, and yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful area. We went to the taxi drive. Sugarcane fields everywhere.
And then in the background there was a big volcano that was still active.
That was very cool. So volcano in the background. We could see the ocean. We were up in the hills. Beautiful fields and what have not. And so when we were there, it was a lot of fun because we got to do a lot of different things. We got to visit a lot of the schools, the local areas, work with, once again, our church who really set up the trip with the vacation Bible school that they had at the mission area where they have. And so a lot of fun, and maybe guys, talk a little bit about some of your favorite stuff. What were some of the things you got to do with the kids? I know, working with these kids is always one of our favorite things to do, and you guys got to have a lot of fun in playing with the kids. So what about you, Cody?
How many kids were there, first of all? Was there like 150?
About 100.
There was a lot of kids, and they were there for vacation Bible school, right, during that week. So that's when we got to spend time with them.
Yeah, so the place where we're at most of the time in Himamaylan, they were having vacation Bible school as kind of a reward for a lot of the kids being faithful this past year. But then we did do outreach outside of the community for a lot of several of the local schools, where they also had hundreds and hundreds of kids at each of those destinations as well. So it was fun to be able to reach out to the community and work within the vacation Bible school by the mission house as well. So, and what did you kids get to make? Share a little bit about what some of your favorite things were.
Well, we made these rice sugar type things. It was like a chocolate rice pudding.
Yeah, it was
almost.
Biko. B-I-K-O. Little cakes wrapped in the banana leaves, and then you tie them up with the banana leaves.
Yeah.
So you guys got to actually make those, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fun. With the banana leaves, and then you tie them with more banana leaves. More banana leaves. So that was fun.
And we made those for all the kids. So we had to make over 150 of them.
Yeah.
So, and then what did the kids get to do for us, or what did they do for us that we really enjoyed? Was really impressed with the performance they gave. What did they get to do that one night we were there?
Well, they performed a local dance that they were practicing on, and
they were all in costumes.
They're all in costumes.
Oh, beautiful.
It was.
So beautiful costumes, beautiful dance, and was that fun, Sammy?
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun.
And then you guys got to do a lot of interaction with the kids as well. So, like, what were some of the things we made for some of the games? That we
water balloons and marshmallow guns.
So we filled up like 1,000 water balloons.
Yeah.
And then what did we do? How did we make the guns?
We had to get all the pieces and put them in oil, and then we had to paste them afterwards. And our hands got all dirty.
So we got to make a whole bunch, and we made a whole bunch of marshmallow guns, didn't we?
Yeah.
150.
Yeah. And then the kids were trying to help, but they kept on adding extra pieces.
I know they were adding they were making
weapons.
Yeah. Well,
they're adding extensions.
Marshmallow guns.
And then
during the when we were making the water balloons, Sammy got to pump the water from the well, and she was providing the water for the boys to fill up.
So that was pretty cool. Huh?
Yeah.
And what about what did you guys have a blast doing with the kids there with their going down the hill?
Oh, well, go ahead.
They had this hill just to go down to where they did the church point, and they had these wooden
basically a piece of wood with some wheels on the bottom.
And they would sit on them and go down the hill. We had so much fun going down. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was like sledding, but it wasn't.
It's a lot of fun, huh? You guys did that over and over again. Did Mom do it as well?
No.
I did it. I almost broke my neck, but I did it. Oh, I did it. It was fun.
And what else did they have there? They had they brought in a bounce house. Was that fun?
Bounce house, trampoline.
Zip line. I mean, these kids, they really did it out. And what was really cool too, when we were traveling to some of the other schools around the area, they would actually take the bounce house with them. Was that a big hit when we were going to some of the schools where they blow the?
That's a big hit. I mean, like they take this huge bounce house and
blow it up.
Deflate it, and then they'd bring it to another school, and then they'd inflate, and there would be like 100 kids in line just waiting to get this.
Yeah, and they do like
bounce house.
19 to like 15 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fun on that, wasn't it? What about some of the games we played over by the Mission House? What were some of the favorite ones? Now, what about that big, huge ball?
Well, there's this parachute, and you might have played it, and there's usually like a ball you put in the middle, and you try to get it out. Well, there's this huge one. It couldn't even fit through a door.
No, it was literally like huge.
And did you have a competition?
Oh yeah, we had to try to like get it to the other end.
So you had did you have like two groups of you, and you had to see who could get the ball the highest?
Yeah, it looks like it's fluffy and it's really light, but when you go to it, it pushes me down.
I know, like I just looked at it.
It is big.
It almost squashed you.
It is heavy.
It did squash a couple people.
It was team building, a lot of teamwork to get it.
Yeah, you couldn't do it with only like two people.
You couldn't do it alone.
And then, Mom, what about the balloon water fight? Was that fun?
Oh
Was
my
that
gosh.
was it crazy or
First
what? What'd you
of all-
guys go ahead, Mom?
Yeah, the guys had made thousands of balloons, and it was chaos, a free for all.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to keep cover with the electrical and stuff, all that, from the piano and all the instruments, and they were just the whole entire. They have a huge basketball court there.
And did it matter if you were holding a camera? Did they care if you were holding a camera?
Oh,
Nobody
no.
was safe.
That's
Nobody,
more.
no.
You're more of a target if you
You're
have
more
a
of a
camera.
target than what I
So that was a lot of fun. The kids had a blast with that.
Oh my gosh.
And then now, do they know how to do a bonfire, or do they know how to do a bonfire?
They know how to do a bonfire.
So-
They didn't do. It was the last night, so they just did a bonfire because the next day most of the kids were going home, and they did a. We can't watch a regular bonfire anymore.
So how did they do it?
So-
So what did they do, Cody?
They had this huge stack of wood, and then they used like this flammable thing, and they tied it to a zip line.
So they had a zip line at the top of a.
At the top
Where
of
the kids were staying in their house, they had a zip line tied all the way down to the bonfire.
And it lit
And
the
then what did they
bonfire.
do? So at the zip line, did they light something on fire?
Yeah.
They lit the end of it where you sit down, like.
And
they
then
put
what did
you
it
in
do?
a fire.
The fire came down
The
on the
fire
zip
came
line
down.
Fireball,
A fireball, yeah.
and blew up the
huge explosion.
so it was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Any
It
other
was crazy.
bonfire would seem boring now.
Yeah, we can't watch a regular bonfire anymore because it just seems boring.
Now, of all the fun we had, and we had so much fun, but first of all, there's no more fun than working with these kids. There's it's hard to even put that into words.
Yeah.
The joy we get out of being with these kids and working with these kids. But of all the fun things that we did interacting, going through the area, the local area, what was your favorite thing probably of this trip that you got to do? Riding on top of?
A jeepney. So, if you don't know what a jeepney is, you probably do. It's like a big bus,
Yeah,
almost.
it's like a big
Open bus.
An
school
open bus, and you can go on it, and it'll take you
Yeah,
like to it has a certain destination.
It's like this.
Well, when we're out in more
The rural areas?
the rural areas, you can ride on top of it with
Yeah.
these little handles that you hold on to.
Yeah, and so like here's the thing.
Were there a bunch of us on top?
Okay, in the Philippines, they don't leave much space. They try to get as much people on.
Yeah.
So, but that was fun. Did we get hit in the face a couple times with some of the tree branches we were driving through? And
Yeah, a couple times.
so, but that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Riding on top of the jeepney, going throughout,
And
and
getting
then
to see part of nature. You can see the water buffalo working. You can see people on rickshaws like working in the fields. So it's not like being in a taxi where you can just kind of peek out the window. When you're on top of the jeepney, you're out in the open. It was really neat to get to see some of what the locals were doing and how they work every day.
and also what was really great. that we get to experience on this one. We had Jana Alayra was Jana Alayra was on this trip with us, and if you don't know her music, go to janaalayra.com. She is a phenomenal lady. Probably one of the top Christian kids singer on the planet, and we were really fortunate. She did concerts almost at almost all the stops that we went to for the children. It was really a lot of fun, and the kids just know her music, and it was fun to be a part of that and see that as well. And then also, what did we get to do? For one, at by the mission house where we were at, what did they pass out? They all got a bunch of backpacks, and what else did they get?
Pencils, crayons, notebooks. School
supplies, so that was fun. And then you also guys made, didn't you make some, was it bracelets or something? What did you guys do?
Yeah, we made these bracelets.
Yeah, and then we passed out also glow sticks.
What were the bracelets made out of?
They're
the rubber band.
The rubber bands, yeah.
Rubber band looms, and they got to work with them and pass them out and trade friendship bracelets.
So, and then I know, Mom, but maybe you can share a little bit, but one of the things we've always donated to are those Christmas shoe boxes. And, we've done those for years and years, but one of the things you just never know, the end result. And we were so fortunate this time. We actually got to see at one of the locations we went to, one of the local schools, where they got to open and receive and open those shoe boxes. And it was so much fun to actually see, do those shoe boxes really matter? We actually did a blog post on that. Do the kids love them? And Mom, maybe share a little bit about your experience with that.
Well, when they first announced, because this is in April now, so it was kind of delayed by the time that they get them. So when they announced it's the shoebox giving time, they came running towards us.
We almost got trampled down.
It was amazing. They've been waiting all year to receive these, and it's just a little box. It's a shoebox, and you put this fill with various things. We've done this for years. And as you're finding out the kids' names, you're trying to find, how many, I don't even know how many kids received them. Hundreds and hundreds. So we're passing out all these shoe boxes as fast as we can, because once they get them in their hand, they're treasuring them. They are holding them, because they can't open them yet, so they're holding them close to their chest, and it's Christmas morning. And so many places, especially in America, kids have abundance of gifts. These kids have these shoe boxes, and they're holding them precious to their heart. And at the same time, we say, open your boxes, and they get to open them. And the looks on these kids' face, whether it's a Rubik's Cube, a Barbie doll, toothbrush, toothpick, whatever, is so that anything they cherished, and they were so excited. They were looking at them, showing them to their friends. It was one of the single most amazing experiences of my entire life, seeing this kids' expression on their face. It was once in a lifetime.
Pretty cool. What did your kids think?
I love that. That was
amazing. Just
that was
seeing the
really
reactions.
amazing. Seeing the reactions on people's face when they open these shoe boxes.
And you guys got to help distribute them and hand them out.
Yeah,
so that's fun.
Kind of, because you have to find the grade, and they're lined up in different grades, and then you have to find their name and the right age.
Yeah, it was special.
So, but it was a great experience, and so if you think those shoe boxes don't matter, when people are asking you to donate those, they really do, and they really do have a big impact on those kids as well. And then one of the other things we got to do on our way back after we were kind of wrapping up the mission trip, we met up again with the team there back in Bacolod at the Calvary Chapel Orphanage there. And boy, if you're wondering if angels exist on earth or not, there were a couple of angels that the couple that runs this orphanage there was simply amazing. Carrie, maybe you can talk a little bit to the event there.
We've been to orphanages before and worked with different ones. This one was amazing. It was immaculate for one. All the kids had a chore. Everybody had, it's just a fine oiled machine. Everybody has a station that they work out. So as soon as they finished lunch, certain people picked up the trays and started putting them away, and then somebody else was sweeping, somebody else was mopping. It's just ran so well. They had a system, and they had a dairy farm. So
self-sustaining.
Yes, every cow had its name.
All the cows had names.
Yeah, they had
Oh,
one was like
Daisy.
Do they make their own cheese?
Yeah,
Did they
cheese,
make
ice
their own
ice cream. The ice cream was really good.
They had their own dairy, they had their own farm. I mean, it was really amazing.
It was.
And how everybody worked together, and once again, it was just what they're doing is just nothing short of amazing for these children. Some of them are special needs kids as well, and that's a place that we really hope to go back to again before we leave the Philippines.
Absolutely.
And Jana did a phenomenal concert there. Did the kids love the concert?
Yeah.
They loved her in that concert.
They knew every word.
They knew every word that she sang, And so a lot of fun there as well. And then after the trip was over, we get to do a couple other things. So, we kind of said goodbye to the people we knew from our church as they left. But we stayed a couple more days in Bacolod. And one of the most fun things we did, just as a side trip, is we went up to, I think it's called Mambuka Falls, the Seven Falls.
Yeah, Seven Falls.
And what did you guys think about that? First of all, it was up in a really cool park.
Yeah.
And then you could either walk all the way up, or how did we start the trip? Did we cheat a little bit?
Yeah,
So what did we do?
We rented motorcycles and we rode on the back of these motorcycles with no helmet.
No helmet.
And where did they take us?
It took us to the top of the fall, and this is bottom, like crazy.
Yeah, so we cheated and kind of went to the top first, and then walked our way down. Yeah. But was it fun on those motorcycles?
It was fun.
It was actually my first time being on an actual motorcycle.
With no helmet, and there was 3 of us on one motorcycle.
Yeah.
Now, did we have to stop a couple times and they tell Dad to get off the motorcycle so they can make it up the hill?
On the way up there was some rocks, so it was kind of a bumpy
And it was
ride.
steep.
Yeah, it was pretty steep.
So, but it was a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. There's 7 different waterfalls that you could walk down the hill and see. And our first of all, Cody, as we're getting down to it, was like the 3rd waterfall. Now, both you kids love water. Now, Cody, what did you do, and why did you do what you did? Because Mom and Dad about fainted when we saw you doing this. So share a little bit about what you saw, and then you followed somebody doing the same thing.
So I saw some of the locals going up, and they were like doing these dives off of like this high jump place.
Off a cliff.
I was like,
into a little pool of water.
Yeah.
I was like, if they can do it, why not me?
These are teenage kids, by the way,
So,
much older
yeah.
than Cody.
So
Much older.
I dove, but I was scared of them.
So have you ever cliff dove before into a stream of water down below?
No, no, I haven't. I was scared.
And what were your legs doing when you thought about doing it?
They were like trembling, and they were like, do a cannonball, do a cannonball. I was like, why am I doing this? I was like, do it for the cannonball.
So it was a lot of fun, though, wasn't it? Did you guys enjoy that? That was a
I
lot of
enjoyed
fun.
that.
And
a
then
lot.
Sammy did the cannonball off the cliff.
It was pretty. It was nice.
And how about the locals? Were they pretty friendly? Did they help a lot?
Yeah, they helped us get up. There's not stairs. You
Yeah,
have to climb on
you have
these
to
slippery
climb on
rocks.
them.
And
Yeah.
So, which is kind of normal. I know you'll test this too, Dave. Our whole trip there, both in Himamaylan, when we were fortunate to go on this mission trip for a little bit, and then even in Bacolod, very much like the Ilo, the people were so friendly and so accommodating and so loving.
Yeah.
And, once again, more of a blessing to us than I think we were to them. But it was such an amazing trip. And if you ever get a chance to experience it, we highly recommend it. So, anything else you guys want to say in closing?
we just loved it in Himamaylan and Bacolod.
Thumbs up?
Double.
Yeah. What do you think, Mom? Anything you want to say in
It was
closing?
incredible, just from Jana's songs and just being with the children and again the shoe boxes and everything that we got to experience. It was just a once in a lifetime opportunity for us, and it was just a blessing.
So it was a great time. Now we're still here in Iloilo. We've got a few more trips that we've got planned. We're excited to share. But this was just a journey that we had such a great time. We wanted to share with everybody. So I think that's it pretty much for that trip. We've got a lot of new exciting adventures coming up and planned, and here in the very near future.
Yeah.
So we're not going to let the cat out of the bag yet on those. So stay tuned. But that's it for right now, and I guess that's it from
The Wingin It Family.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Across this bamboo bridge. Now time for a dip.